Welcome to Sleepy History Tales. Tonight, we are venturing into the strange world of medieval medicine, a time when cures were as dangerous as the diseases themselves. Without modern science, people relied on superstition, herbs, and bizarre treatments to fight illness. Some of these cures may sound laughable now, but in the Middle Ages, they were often a matter of life and death. Tonight, let us explore the forgotten remedies of the past and why they could kill you faster than the sickness itself. Imagine falling ill in a medieval village. There are no hospitals, no antibiotics, and no trained doctors for the poor. Instead, you turn to the village healer, or perhaps a priest, or even a wandering quack who claims to know secret remedies. They carry leather pouches filled with herbs, bones, and powders. Each illness, they believe, is caused not by germs, but by an imbalance of humors, by sin, or even by demons. And so the cures are as strange as the beliefs behind them. One of the most infamous cures was bloodletting, believing sickness came from bad blood. Healers used leeches or sharp knives to drain patients. Sometimes an entire pint of blood was taken at once, leaving the weak even weaker. For fevers, wounds, or even headaches, bloodletting was prescribed. Instead of healing, many died of infection or sheer loss of strength. Another remedy was to drink potions made with ground-up animals. Powdered toads, crushed worms, or dried fox lungs were thought to cure everything from coughs to epilepsy. In some cases, patients were given mixtures containing mercury or arsenic, toxic substances that slowly poisoned them. What was meant to heal often guaranteed a quicker death. For stomach pains, a common cure was to swallow live spiders wrapped in butter. For toothaches, the advice might be to burn a dog's tooth, grind it to ash, and pack it into the cavity. Some treatments involved tying a dead mouse around the neck to draw out disease. These remedies were born of desperation, but they brought more harm than relief. The plague, the deadliest disease of the Middle Ages, inspired some of the most terrifying cures. Physicians in long-beaked masks, stuffed with herbs, believed the scent would protect them from infection. Victims were sometimes made to sit between fires to burn away the sickness, or to drink mixtures of vinegar and crushed gemstones. Others were whipped in public as punishment for their sins, with the hope that God would lift the disease. None of these worked and millions perished. Astrology also played a major role. Healers looked to the stars to decide when to administer treatment. A patient with a fever might be told to wait until the moon shifted before bleeding could begin. Charts of the zodiac were used to map the body, claiming that each star controlled a different organ. If the stars were misread, the cure itself could be deadly. Some remedies were spiritual. Holy water was sprinkled on wounds. Relics of saints were pressed to the sick in hopes of miracles. Pilgrimages to holy shrines were prescribed as cures, even for the dying, who were often forced to travel great distances in weakness. For some, the journey itself proved fatal long before any healing could be found. Superstition blended with medicine in bizarre ways. To cure epilepsy, a patient might be forced to drink the blood of a freshly killed animal. For madness, cold baths were recommended, sometimes until the patient nearly drowned. For jaundice, people were told to eat baked owl. The more unusual the cure, the more people believed it might work. Surgery was brutal. Without anesthesia, patients were held down by neighbors, while bones were set or limbs amputated. Wounds were cauterized with red-hot irons. Infections almost always followed. A cure for one injury could create another far worse. Survival was rare, and scars were lifelong reminders of medieval medicine's dangers. Some treatments were rooted in herbal knowledge, but even these could kill. Mandrake root was used to ease pain, but too much caused hallucinations or death. Hemlock was brewed for coughs, though it was poisonous. Even common plants like foxglove or nightshade were given as remedies. Their fine line between medicine and poison poorly understood. For childbirth, remedies were equally dangerous. Women were given potions of herbs to speed labor, many of which caused deadly bleeding. Amulets were tied to the mother's body, filled with strange inscriptions or animal parts. If the child or mother died, it was said to be God's will, rather than the failure of the cure. Yet, amid the horrors, there were glimmers of truth. Honey was sometimes used on wounds to fight infection. Garlic was valued for its healing power. Herbal teas could ease pain and calm fevers. These small sparks of real medicine kept people hoping, but without science, they were buried under mountains of dangerous superstition. So tonight, as you lie in the safety of your warm bed, Think of the peasants and nobles alike, who once faced sickness without real cures. They placed their lives in the hands of superstition, suffering treatments that harmed more than healed. Be grateful for the knowledge and medicine we have today, for in the Middle Ages, even the cure could kill. Sleep well, and let history's strange remedies drift into your dreams.